Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I am Josh.
I'm Ross.
And today we've got some beer from a little brewery called Humble Forager. They are based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they're a little bit interesting. They're focused on brewing what they call specialty beers or thoughtful specialty beers in the IPA, sour, and pastry stout category. So we actually have three different variants from them in all three of those categories here that we are going to try. So a little bit of an interesting story behind Humble Forager. So they actually sprouted out from a brewery in Minnesota called Forager Brewing Company that's based out of Rochester, Minnesota. They're fairly small. They're like a brew pub, I think.
Yeah.
And essentially their whole deal is they wanted to start distributing, and there's some Minnesota laws that prevented them from doing it.
Too smart for us, but...
Yeah, too smart. Yeah, all the legalese, right? We don't know what the hell we're talking about. But essentially what they decided to do was contract brew through, who is it? It's Octopi Brewing Company, who is based out of Wanakee. So they contract brew through them. And this stuff from Humble Forager, which is essentially, like I said, a spout off of Forager Brewing Company, actually comes out of Wanakee. So pretty awesome stuff. We actually tried one of their sour beers in our Wisconsin beer bracket. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. Link will be in the description. But we've got some stuff from them that we touched on already, but these are three new unique beers that we're going to try here. So what are we trying here first?
So first we're going to do one of their sours. This is the Coastal Sunshine Smoothie Sour. So this has strawberry, orange, banana, and marshmallow cream in it, and it comes in about 6%. So lots going on. Sounds good. Let's get in the glass.
I've actually tried this one before, so your reaction will be the one unique reaction.
Right.
So now let's get this thing in the glass and give it a shot.
Get this open.
Pretty.
Yeah, pours like a sour, dark, like not transparent.
Almost looks like orange juice.
Yeah. Good carbonation. Oh, looks good.
All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on the sour.
Definitely get that orange coming through, and strawberry.
Yep. Very fruity on the nose. There's a little bit of sourness you can kind of tell on the nose that's coming, but you get mostly fruit. I think you get mostly orange and banana.
Which could be deceiving depending on how sour it is. It might be more of a fruited sour, or will be a fruited sour, but how much sour actually comes through.
I think the main note on the nose is orange, in my opinion. All right, let's give this thing a shot.
Right, cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Much more sour than I was expecting. Really good. Definitely get that strawberry and that orange, like you do on the nose. Strawberry orange really comes through as you drink it. Banana kind of comes through at the end and kind of smooths it out a little bit, kind of takes away some of that sweetness.
I think the marshmallow cream that's in this actually is really blended in. You don't really taste it, but I think it adds some some thickness to the mouthfeel on this. Like definitely it's sour. The orange citrus notes are there. The strawberry tone is in there a little bit. But then that marshmallow cream, it's really kind of thick on the mouthfeel. So it's
definitely sneaky sour.
It is.
Like you wouldn't think of off the nose and everything. You get that first kind of taste, you're not gonna think of it. It really kind of hits you in the back of the mouth. It's that sourness.
Yeah, it's very tart, very sour on the back end of the beer. Like you don't get it a lot on the front, but out the back end of the beer, it's very sour.
It's very tasty though. Very, very good. Looking at this one, if I gotta put this in Untappd, I mean, I would definitely order it again. It's very good, especially this time of year. I think it's a good beer to have. I'm probably giving this 3.75. I think it's very tasty. I think it's very, very good. I wish that sourness was a little more subtle, just a slightly bit more subtle. I just feel it's really sharp and it kind of takes away some of the flavors.
Yeah. So I think I've said this before on the channel. I'm not a sour fan. However, this beer in the sour category is probably my favorite sour that I've ever tried. I'm actually going to put this up at a 4.25.
Okay.
I think this is just really well balanced. It's really well done. The sour character for a sour if I'm going to drink a sour, just give it to me, right? And boom, it's there. And all the rest of those notes, like I like citrus in a beer like this, the strawberry in that, and then the mouthfeel of this, all of that combined really just reminds me of like orange juice.
Yeah.
And I really, really like this. I'm putting it at a 4 1/4.
Wow. Okay. All right. No, very good though. Good start.
Yeah, really, really good start. So, up next, we've got a triple IPA. So this is called the Rugged Outlook Triple IPA, essentially. So this is a double dry hopped honey oat cream ale. So back in our IPA series in our Wisconsin beer bracket, we tried an oat cream IPA from Untitled Art, which was really, really good. So I'm excited to see what this is. So this is actually brewed, it's a triple IPA brewed with Vic Secret, El Dorado, Citra, and Galaxy hops. This comes in a little bit higher on the ABV scale at around 9%, which I would expect with a triple IPA.
So low for a triple IPA.
Yeah. So let's get this thing in the glass and give it a shot.
All right. Get this open.
Expecting, yep.
A little lighter than I was expecting. I was actually a little bit more thinking more of an amber color being a triple IPA, but good carbonation, lots of head. I can't pour.
Yeah. You're getting better and better at it throughout the episodes. That's got about a finger and a half of head on it, so that's pretty solid. It's definitely cloudy. It's not clear.
Closer to hazy IPA than I was expecting.
Yep. All right, let's get a little nose on the triple IPA here. Oh, yeah. Pretty decent hop character on the nose. Not really discernible as to which kind of hops, but definitely hop bitterness right on the nose.
I think the oat cream's cutting through it a little bit.
Are you getting it on the nose?
Cream.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of a creamy sweetness behind it too, I think. But mostly I'm just getting hop bitterness.
Yeah, mainly hops.
I mean, with a triple IPA, you're not going to smell all that much beyond the hops. All right, let's give this thing a shot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, for being a triple IPA and smelling what we're getting on the nose, it's not a very bitter beer at all.
It's not super bitter.
No.
That oat cream is there, like it's very smooth. Like it's not, it's not that kind of acidic IPA mouthfeel that you normally get, where it's like super. You kind of get that like scratchy, acidic feel to an IPA. Not like that at all. I think the oat cream really smooths this out. To be honest with you, I mean, they don't list the IBUs, and we didn't look it up purposefully. I don't know where this sits. I'm guessing probably around 60 IBUs.
So, fun story, I did look it up.
Oh.
And it wasn't there.
Oh. So you can't find it anywhere.
Can't find it.
So you did look it up. So maybe it wasn't as unintentional or intentional as I thought. This is good, though. I mean, it's a very drinkable IPA. For a triple IPA, that might scare people off. I wouldn't be scared of this at all.
This is closer to a pale ale than an IPA, to be honest. It's not very hoppy. Not very bitter. It's, like you said, the cream really kind of cuts through it, kind of smooths it out a bit. Honestly, it's somewhat confusing because it smells like an IPA. It wants to be an IPA, but then that cream kind of dilutes it a lot, where it's in between a couple different styles.
Kind of like the sour. The bitterness doesn't really hit me all that much until the back end of the beer. The front end is pretty tame, and then I get a decent kick of bitterness out the back end of the beer, but it's not what you'd expect from a triple IPA.
Yeah. So looking at this, if I'm going to give this one a score, it's good. I'll be honest, this might be a little unfair because the beer it's tasty. But if I want a triple IPA, I do want that bitterness. I kind of want that blast of hops. And if I pick something up that's going to be a triple IPA, I don't think this is exactly what I would expect. I'm going to give this a 3.5. I think it's very tasty. I think it's good. It's just for the style it's supposed to be, it doesn't make a lot of sense for what I'm drinking.
Okay. I'm going to give this around a 3.75. I think it's a good IPA. I think it's refreshing. It's hitting all of, the labeled taste notes that you'd be expecting on a beer like this. It's not overly bitter. I don't know the IBUs, so I can't really judge it based on that. But I think overall well constructed and a very drinkable beer. It's up there from an IPA perspective. 3.75's not a bad score.
No, these are good scores. I mean, average is 2.5. So
well, if you look at Untappd, most people have stuff in the high threes, lower fours.
3.5 average, I will say.
But yeah, I mean, we're trying to be a little bit critical here, and I think 3.75 is a good score. All right, so what's the last one we're trying?
So the last one we got is it's a Warming Hut.
Yeah.
It's a pecan pie pastry stout. So this one has Georgia pecans, Madagascar vanilla, cinnamon, maple syrup, and brown sugar. So a lot going on. This one actually comes in at 12%, which I was surprised when we were starting to do this. So this one came in at 12%. It's not aged anything. It's not barrel-aged beer.
Yeah.
So 12% is going to be interesting because I don't think we've had a beer that's that high that's not barrel-aged in a while now. So
yeah, I'm really excited about this because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, all those things sound really good, so I'm really excited to get that together, see how that tastes.
I don't recall ever drinking a stout that was referred to as a pastry stout before. So, not that I can recall. I probably have, I just don't recall.
Yeah.
But let's get this thing in the glass and give it a go.
No surprise, nice and dark.
Whew.
Real dark.
After these last two.
The head on that's much more of that like dark caramel.
Traditional.
But more of you get have like a barrel aged beer, not so much a stout. Like
yeah.
It has that barrel aged like look to it almost.
The high ABV though.
Yeah. That looks tasty.
All right. Alrighty. Let's get a little nose on the stout. Whew.
Ooh.
Even on the glass, like wow.
Definitely getting the pecan, the cinnamon too. I'm getting
the pecans. Definitely there on the cinnamon actually is coming through stronger
a little bit of
than
syrup.
I expected. I'm not getting much of the vanilla, but it's probably buried in there with the pecans and the cinnamon. A little maple syrup. Actually, I think it's more maple syrup forward than it is cinnamon that I'm getting on the nose.
I think it's two things we've gotten confused in the past.
Yeah, I mean they're not that dissimilar
No,
from a scent perspective.
From a nose standpoint.
From the nose standpoint. All right, I want to dig in, so let's give this a go. Cheers. Ooh. Oh.
That's really good.
There's a lot going on in there.
Going on. And you almost taste the different notes as it goes through. It's not like it's like them all blasting at once. You kind of have a pecan up front, the cinnamon, the syrup in the back end, some of the brown sugar through. Not really the vanilla though. That's one thing I'm really not getting much.
I don't know. You're going to get a lot of vanilla. I mean, it would have to be. The vanilla is going to, with the rest of the adjuncts in this, with cinnamon, maple syrup, brown sugar, and the pecan. I mean, the pecans and the maple syrup is what I get most.
Yeah.
Like you said, front end of the beer, it's pecans, boom. And then as you go out the back end of the beer, the pecans kind of dissipate a little bit. You get a lot more of the maple syrup back end to it. And I think the brown sugar and the vanilla is just kind of in there as a solidifier.
Just help smooth everything out.
Yep.
And one thing, I think we've said this in the past, and I think I've definitely said is, we've had a few beers where the cinnamon to me is a very hit or miss thing within beer. And it worries me because sometimes that spice it adds kind of just makes it very underwhelming and almost undrinkable at times.
Yeah.
This actually fits real nice with the other adjuncts that this one has. There's enough sweetness and enough other things going on to kind of smooth that out. And I think the vanilla actually plays a role, even though we're not tasting it.
Yeah.
I think it plays a role in just kind of bringing everything together and smoothing it all out. So.
And it's not the prominent note on the beer,
Exactly.
right? It's not overpowering anything in here. It's very, very dialed back. So really, really well done.
Yeah, this is very good.
I mean, stouts are my thing, so it's kind of an unfair advantage for this. I mean, I put the sour at a 4 1/4. I'm also putting this at a 4 1/4. I think this is just really, really good. I would love to throw a little bourbon into this and get a little bourbon kick with it too, because that would be like the breakfast bomb right there.
Damn good.
But this is fantastic. I think 4 1/4 is a really good score. Well done.
I'm right there with you. I got 4 1/4 on this one. I think it's very good. This I would definitely buy this one again. I would definitely order this one again. Kind of nice, warming winter beer. I know it's not winter time right now, or it could be depending on when you're watching this. but it's a very tasteful beer. Very just kind of brewing a pastry stout. I did expect a little more sweetness, and it doesn't actually have a ton of sweetness, which for me I actually kind of like. It's less a dessert beer than maybe I was expecting, but very good. So I got about 4.25.
Yeah, I think those are good scores. Well done, Humble Forager. I know your roots are not here in Wisconsin, but you are our close relatives over in Minnesota, and you're brewing out of our wonderful Octopi Brewing Company.
And you're
in
distributing all over the
Milwaukee.
place now. We're seeing you everywhere.
And honestly, everything that I've had that you guys have put out has been solid. So really good stuff. Glad we got to try some of this stuff here on the channel. And if you can find this stuff, definitely check them out. Worth a shot. I wasn't even aware of them until we did our beer bracket.
So 2 months ago.
Yeah, a couple months ago. So really, really great stuff. So everybody out there, check us out on the rest of our social media. We'll be putting this stuff on Untappd, but also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously here on YouTube, if you've tried these, if you're a fan of Humble Forager, if you're not, let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely comment and like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon. We'd love for you to get some notifications as we continue to push out episodes on a weekly basis. So if there's anything you'd like to see, let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.